Hey there, welcome to Social Work Scrapbook. In today's video, I am sharing all the classes that I took during graduate school and some note-taking tips as well. So if you're not sure what kind of classes to take and you're about to leap into the whole MSW school experience, be sure you stay tuned to the very end. I'm excited to also share some little supplemental stuff that can help you, especially if you know you want to be a therapist or a counselor, a private practitioner in the field of social work. Guys, it is like perfect study weather outside. I know most people might think this is like movie weather or lazy weather. For me, I'd get all my studying on like this as my background. Anyway, I love school so much. And if you're watching along about to maybe finish graduate school or start graduate school, let me know what semester you're in right now. Fall of 2007. That was my first semester stepping into the School of Social Work. Prior to that, I only had one social work class, and that was the Intro to Social Work that I took as an undergrad. I did graduate with my bachelor's in psychology. Sorry, I just blanked there. My bachelor's in psychology is also from the University of Texas, which is where I got my MSW as well. And if you have any questions about how that looked and how that journey was, I have several videos that I will also link down below that you can watch a little later. All right, so let's jump into the very first class. This is like a blast from the past. Wow. Ooh, I had some pretty good grades. Even has the grades. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. First semester in the fall, I took dynamics of organizations and communities. And these are all like your basic level. So a lot of you advanced placements might have taken these already as an undergrad if you got your BSW. I also had development across the lifespan, that's individuals and families, foundations of social justice, which I got an A in, social work practice 1, which is like your field class, and then the field instruction, which was the internship course, which I got a B+ in. That was my only B+. All the rest were A's. And I'm going to share my note-taking strategy in just a bit as well. But let's kind of head into the whole first year. So that was fall of 07. Spring of 07, I took clinical assessment and differentiation diagnoses. I also had, let me see, theories and methods of group intervention. That was a great class. Social policy analysis and social problems. Social work practice 2. That's the field placement class again. And then field instruction 2, which I bounced back and I had all A's in that spring semester. I think I finally kind of got a hang of what they were looking for. That was one of my hiccups starting into the MSW program, as I was trying to be very clinical, what I remembered from my psychology background, but they really wanted a little more insight. They wanted me to share a little bit more of my opinion in my writings, and that was something I wasn't really used to doing. So as an undergrad in the psychology program, my papers were not supposed to be very wordy at all. I actually got a lot of points docked because my papers, they felt were like too, not necessarily fluffy. I wouldn't call it fluffy, but I loved to write with a lot of different like colorful language and different words, and kind of like paint pictures in my essays for psychology class, and they kind of cut that out of me. So that would be my one tip. As far as note taking in these classes, I do take very thorough notes. I still have them here. Let me get them. So every single assignment here. Ooh. I had obviously professors that love to give handouts and papers like that, but I love to print my slides in this format so I could just fill the margin in with all my notes. Obviously not rewriting what is on the slide, but I love to just listen in verbally to what the professor was saying and write along the sides of each note kind of what they were saying, their major highlights, their key points. Because that's often like whatever the professor talks about more is going to be what they lean into a little more, what they feel is most important. And that's what you're going to see on some of the exams and some of the worksheets or things that they pass out as far as grading. Set that down for now. And if you're really interested in kind of digging through my notes and wanting to see exactly what I have learned throughout the years, I save all of that because I teach all of that to the soon to be clinical social workers in Texas that are working on that license. I am a board approved supervisor, so I grab from all my book knowledge, of course, from the University of Texas, and then my real world knowledge working with children, adolescents, working in the school system to help social workers in Texas get to their clinical license. So I'm just happy I saved all of that, because it's just knowledge that continues to build upon itself. So anyway, I digress just a little bit. Let's get into year 2. So again, the first year is kind of like your foundational year, especially if you have no prior social work experience like the way I was. So a lot of foundation classes. And for those that are wanting to go into school social work, by this time in the game, by my second year, right? So 2 more semesters left. This is when I really knew school social work was for me, and I really started getting very strategic about the electives I was choosing. And they were, did I lose my place? No, I didn't lose my place. They were social work research methods. That has to be done across the board. That's a little bit of a scary class, by the way, because it's like research based. It's really not that hard. Okay, I also took theories and methods of family intervention. So this was a really good elective, just learning how family dynamics work. If you're gonna go into working in the schools, this is a must. I also took couples counseling because at the time I thought that I might want to work as a sex therapist. And so I still wanted to keep that in my radar. As far as with schools, I don't use too much. I still kind of bring along my books, my Gottman. I'll show you how my bookshelf looks. It's on my bookshelf, so I'll still pull it out every now and again. Working with teenagers, this couples counseling has really helped me to kind of be able to mediate different issues that they have. I also took grief counseling, which I would highly, highly recommend. There are a lot of counselors and school social workers and just mental health professionals that really don't feel comfortable with the area of grief. So if you can get a background in this and really feel comfortable with it, that's a great class to take, because grief, I mean, it's everywhere. Also, I took interventions of historical traumatized populations. This was my first step into kind of recognizing historical trauma and historical resilience. I actually built a curriculum within this course where I was able to lean in on some of the historical trauma, the history, the past of Mexican Americans, and build upon the resilience that our communities have in order to create a more multicultural intervention for youth. So that course was one of my favorites, quite honestly. Beautiful class. If you could take anything on historical trauma or multicultural interventions, please do so. It's just gonna really give you a great insight into other theories that we haven't really explored. I have a whole video on this that I chatted about on my Instagram live. I'm gonna link it down below. It was such a great chat, and if you're not following along, please follow over at Social Work Scrapbook, because that community is just so diverse, always learning and growing from the social workers that follow me over there and our whole community. Last semester, spring 2009, I can see the lights. I think I only took the light at the end of the tunnel. I think I only took 2 classes because that was like very heavy on my internship that last year. So it really felt like you were like working and going to school at the same time. So much work, but it is so worth it. That's all I can say. It's so worth it. Okay, so I took 2 classes. A- in both of them. I had advanced, what is this? Oh, the capstone class. So this is a class that essentially is supposed to kind of bring everything all together. I honestly don't remember too much about it. I don't know if I just kind of like erased my memory on that, but I remember being stressed during it. Maybe that's why I don't remember too much about it. And I took my social work in the school setting course, which was very interesting. By that time, I had done my internship in the elementaries, and I was already doing a full year internship at a high school. And so it kind of just made everything gel together. I can't say that I learned anything too new in that class, but it really would have helped me had I not been in a school internship position. So if for some reason you are not interning in a school, you didn't get that experience during your MSW program, definitely take a class similar to this one, which is social work in the school setting or something along that route, because it really kind of gels everything together as far as acronyms and other school professionals, how to talk to administrators. Yeah, so that's it. Those are all my classes. I shared a little bit on note taking, but if you have other questions about these courses or study tips, I'm going to link a few more videos down below because I don't want to get too repetitive and I want to share those for you. But if you still have others, you have another video topic around the MSW program that maybe you haven't seen here on my channel, please give me a comment and I'm happy to create some more videos for y'all. I'm excited for you if you're heading into your MSW program. And again, I'm so excited that you found my channel. If again, you're wanting to go into a clinical coursework and you know you want to be a therapist or open up a private practice at some point and you're not sure where to start, I have a little course for you that lives over at socialworkscrapbook.wordpress.com. I'm going to link it down below. And you can kind of look it over. It's a self-paced sharing my process in going clinical, everything from how to find a job, how to psych yourself out, because I know you're ready to do this, and also how to choose a supervisor, what to ask during supervision, things like that, just to get your head straight for the clinical social work license. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to enjoy this weather and hopefully come up with some more content for y'all. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, I'm wishing you social work success. Bye-bye.